What's good, everybody? It's gonna come back at you on another video. So with this video, this one is going to serve as a reminder to everyone out there that your best work comes from you being passionate and inspired. Now, most people tend to underrate this quality or this trait of being passionate or being inspired because a lot of folks out there, they might have things that they need to do and need to get done. And um, many people operate with the mentality that as long as things get done, then they get done. But when you're operating from a state of being passionate and inspired, then this is when you are able to go above and beyond. This is when you're able to deliver your best work. And the reason for this is because one, you're feeling your best when you're in this state. And when you're feeling your best, you also get your best ideas. And this is just when everything is just flowing and everything is just going well, right? If you're like, it's no surprise why some of the greatest entrepreneurs and inventors of our era would always say that they were inspired, that they were inspired by the entrepreneurs and the investors that came before them, that they were inspired by their mentors or by the authors of the books that they've read, right? It's because these are people that can tap into that happy state, and it's a motivational state, a state of being, of just feeling eager, of wanting to go out and deliver your best. And the reason why most people underrate this trait is because this trait alone can take you far in life. Because in life, right, society rewards the superstars. We are always looking for the best in all areas, right? Everyone is. Absolutely everyone, right? If you're traveling, you're looking for the best restaurants to eat at the best place to stay, right? At your given price point, right? We're always looking for the best. We're always looking for the best clothes that fit us the best, that feel the best, that are at the most appropriate price point, right? If we're looking for a partner, we're looking for a partner ideally who's the best fit for us, right? So we're always looking for the best. And if you're someone who's operating from a place of passion and feeling inspired, that is when you are at your best so that you can deliver your best, right? For use an example, let's just say you are a barber, right? You cut hair. Of course, there are plenty of barbers that exist. I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands of barbers that exist all around the world, but only a small percentage of them are truly passionate about what they do. Now, of course, being a barber is an occupation, so I'm sure there are plenty of people who cut hair for a living, right? But there's only a small percentage of those people who strive to be exceptional, and it's because they operate from a place of being passionate and inspired. They can see other exceptional barbers who are doing phenomenal, and they'll say, you know what, I want to be like them. Or they'll see other exceptional people in other fields and they'll say, okay, I want to get to that level, but for the field that I'm in, which is cutting hair. And there's some barbers who they're so passionate about their work that they have to learn everything about barber, right? About barberology, whatever the term is, right? That they learn everything about like the different types of hair, that they learn about all the other tools, that they're always researching new tools that become available in the marketplace to help deliver a more quality haircut. These are the people that take their time and make sure that they leave the client satisfied as far as what they're asking for in a haircut, right? These are the barbers that understand that this might be the client's only haircut that they can afford, or this might be the only haircut that this client's getting for the year, or that this might, right? So they take their time and make sure each and every person has the individual care that they deserve. And barbers who do a phenomenal job, or just anyone who's in the service industry that does a phenomenal job, these are typically the people that get recommended by other folks, right? If you got a great haircut, then chances are you'll probably tell other people, you'll probably say, hey, I recommend going to this person at this barbershop to get a haircut, right? Right? Like, and more doors open for you because you decided to be the best and provide exceptional service, right? When you operate from a place of being passionate and inspired, you are at your best. You get your best ideas, and you know this to be true because you feel good, right? That's a sign that that's where you should be. You feel good, and when you're feeling inspired, that's when you're feeling motivated. You're feeling like eager, that you just want to tackle whatever it is that you're working on, right? You want to be the best, right? Athletes who, like the greatest athletes of our generation, of our lifetime, right? They operate from the same state too. They see the other great athletes that came before them and they say, you know what, I want to be like them, or I want to surpass them, or I want to be the best. And that is what propels them forward, right? This is for all things, right? People who are passionate about something are more than willing and happy to do that thing for free because they enjoy it so much, right? Like, if I use myself as an example, no one's forcing me to do these YouTube videos, right? I do this because I'm passionate about it. I do this because I want to share a message. I do this because I'm inspired by my mentors, by people that came before me and the impact that they've had. And I use my imagination, my creativity to envision where it is that I see myself or where I want to be, right? And I operate from that point, from the end in mind. And me doing these videos are effectively me getting closer to that goal and that dream, or me tapping into that dream right now, entering that state right now and bringing that forth to you. Because right now you're only seeing the beginning stages, right? This is just the beginning. Eventually it will continue growing and expanding. And that's because I'm passionate about this, right? I'm doing this out of my own free will, right? Out of anything I can choose to be doing right now, I've chosen to do this because this is important to me and this means something, right? Because this is going to be making a difference in the lives of people all around the world. So I want you to, for whatever work that you're doing, make sure it's something that you are passionate about. Make sure it's something that you get inspired by, because that is what the world needs. The world needs more people that's doing the things that they truly appreciate, right? If you're going to get medical help, right, I'm sure you would much rather go get support from a doctor that is truly passionate about medicine, that absolutely loves this, that this is their dream occupation, that this is what they've always wanted to do, rather than going to a doctor that they just clock in and clock out because it's just their occupation, right? That they just do it to make ends meet, right? Now, of course, both people are doctors, but you probably might get, or most likely, right, will get a much better experience from the first doctor who's truly passionate about what they do, rather than the doctor who's already just going through the motions, right? Best way I can explain it is, imagine if you had a house and the house needed, like the house was dusty and the house needed to be cleaned, right? And let's just say you needed to pass the vacuum through the house, right? Most people will pass the vacuum through the house, even if it's unplugged, and they'll say that they vacuumed the house. So sure, technically you are correct. You pass the vacuum around the house, but what you've done is that you've rearranged the dust. You didn't actually clean anything, right? It's only when you connect the vacuum into the power outlet and it turns on, then you can vacuum the house and actually clean it, right? That is the difference, right? You can do the tasks and say they got done for the sake of them being done, or work on these things. But if your energy is not right, if your state of being is not in the spot where it needs to be, then taking the action won't be as impactful or as relevant than if you were in that state, right? We all want to be in a world where every occupation that everyone's doing is something that they're passionate about, because then that means that the world is going to be at its best state, because everyone is doing, at least for the time being, their purpose, right? Well, because the purpose is to be happy, and if you're doing something that's making you happy, then you're fulfilling your purpose, right? So that's what make an ideal society, for everyone doing things that they're happy about, because then everyone is putting out their best work, right? If I also use another example, let's just say, imagine you were a manufacturer, right? You are a manufacturer, you deliver products. Ideally, you create products, right? And I have it written down right here on my phone. So imagine yourself as being a manufacturer. Don't you want to produce the best products and service possible to deliver the most value to other people, right? Like, if you are a clothing company, clothing manufacturer, it would probably be best for you to provide the best quality as possible, because then that means people are going to be most content with your products and services, right? If you are this clothing company, and then the second someone or anyone puts on your clothing, it rips, right? Then you're probably not going to be in business for much longer. This is with everything, right? You need to see yourself as a manufacturer and say, you know what, like the best thing that I can do is to first get in that state where I'm passionate, where I'm happy, where I'm feeling my best, where I'm inspired, where I just have the juices flowing. And then from there, work, because then that's when you're in your best state. That's when you are getting your best ideas, and that's when you're able to put out the best products and services possible for the rest of the world. This is how it works. We as society, we strive. We always want the best with everything. We want the best with everything. You go out to eat at a restaurant, you want to eat at a venue. Of course, that fits your price point, but you want to eat at somewhere where the restaurant cares about the food quality and the freshness, where they care about how the food is prepared, where they care about how the food is presented, where they care about the service that they deliver, right? You don't want to go to a restaurant where you sit down and then no one ever, like, a sit down restaurant where you're supposed to have, a server, and that the server never goes to your table and it's been a whole hour, right? Or you don't, if let's just say you order an entree and the entree is supposed to have steak and mashed potatoes and vegetables, right? Where they're separated and you can clearly see everything. Imagine going to a restaurant where everything is just in a mush, right? Where like you order the steak, but the steak is inside the mashed potatoes, and same with the veggies, so you can't see anything, right? Like it just looks like a disaster, right? I don't think anyone would want to eat that or pay for a meal like that, right? This is the big difference, right? You're seeing the difference right there for people who care or for people who might not seem like they care, right? And it's the people that operate from a place of being passionate and inspired. These are the people that put time into their work and their craft. These are the people that put care into everything. And these are the people that can create the best for everyone else and for the world, right? So you want to ideally be doing work that has you feeling this way, because that would be your calling. If you're willing to do something for free because you enjoy so much, then that is what you should be doing, because there are ways to eventually turn that into a career path. But in general, right, you want to strive to get to a place where you are passionate and inspired, because then you are feeling your best, you are feeling on top of the world, and that is when you're able to put your best foot forward, right? I, as a person, right, a regular person, I'm striving for the best for myself, but I'm also looking for the best for everything in my life, right? Looking for the best home, the best neighborhood, the best car, the best partner, the best this, the best that, right? And you are too, and everyone else is too. So that's the only way for you to get at your best, for being passionate, for being inspired, for being obsessed. And the amazing part about this is that it doesn't cost you anything, right? It costs you $0 to be passionate. It costs you $0 to have a smile on your face. It costs $0 to show up with the right attitude. $0 to be inspired. $0 to be obsessed. To want to be the best. To want to learn everything in the field that you do. To want to just find ways to get better and to do things better. It costs you nothing, and that can propel you forward and truly take you far in life, because your extra effort, you going above and beyond, it's what's going to be noticed by other people. It's what's going to make you stand out from other folks, right? So many people get so caught up with things appearing to be saturated, where it's like, oh, there's so many people in this industry, I can't succeed because there's no space for me. Well, if you decide to be just like everyone else, then of course it's going to remain saturated for you, because you're not going to stand out, because there's nothing that you're doing that's going to make you stand out in other people if you decide to follow the crowd and do exactly what the crowd is doing. But if you're someone that's passionate and inspired and motivated to do the best and to deliver the best, then by default you are going to stand out, because most people are not striving for that, right? So then if you stand out, then there's no longer any saturation, because you are not simply competing with other people. You are in a lane of your own, and other people are going to see that. So there won't be any sort of saturation. There won't be any competition. This is how it all works. So remember, strive, and whatever it is that you do, strive to show up with the right attitude, with the right mentality, with the right energy. Operate from a place of being passionate and inspired, right? read those books, learn from those mentors, watch, observe other people who are the best at what they do. Like, for example, myself, I don't ever see myself, you know, like, for me, I enjoy watching like cooking shows, things like that, whatever, because cooking to some degree interests me. But I don't see myself ever working as a head chef in the kitchen. But I can still watch those cooking shows and appreciate the great chefs like Gordon Ramsay, right? To see how they make their food and how they prepare, because you're watching a Michelin star chef. You're watching the best of the best, right? You can, it doesn't even matter. You can just strive to observe the best at in any industry, right? You can watch video. You might not have any interest in cutting hair, but you can watch videos on the best barbers in the world and see how much care they put into each and every haircut for each and every client. And then it will make sense why they're able to charge the prices that they do, or have, a long line of clients, or the best clothing brands, right? Why they're able to be billion-dollar companies and operate all around the world, right? This is how it works, because these are people, these are companies that are striving to be the best. So you want to truly get far in life, you want to operate from that point, operate from that energy first. Make sure you're in the proper state first, and then put out your work, so then your best work can reflect how you've been feeling. And that alone, this trait alone, can single-handedly take you far in life. So that rest of the video. Enjoy the video. Do leave a like and subscribe as we're on the road. So many subscribers, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.